Good morning, children. Welcome back to today's session. Children, in the previous class we tried to learn about Bhavanapadu. I have taken you on a virtual tour to Bhavanapadu. So this Bhavanapadu is a village located on the northern coast of Srikakulam, and we tried to understand about Appalakonda in the previous class. Appalakonda has gone for fishing, whereas Danamma, his wife, has gone into a salt making pan, salty lakes, in order to prepare the salt, and they depend upon the wages and they don't have any other source of income. Today let us learn about that day when we visited the Appalakonda and his boat returned to the shore at 3 p.m. Generally it will be from 1 p.m. to 8 p.m. In between they return. If the catch is good, then they return very early. If there is a bad catch, they wait for some more time and they return before 8 o'clock. And today we shall learn about the nets they use in the catching of the fish. After reaching home in the afternoon, Appalakonda had his lunch and came to the cyclone shelter zone with the broken nets and started repairing them. So the nets gets spoiled or broken when there is a big fish is caught. So he started repairing them, but not at home. Where is he? He is in the cyclone shelter. Most of these families will be evacuated at the time of cyclone because they lie in the low-lying areas of the floods near to the seashore. So they will be evacuated at the time of cyclone. As soon as the cyclone alarm is broken, so these people were evacuated and brought to the cyclone shelter home, and he is sitting there and he is trying to repair his net. This is a commonly seen picture in most of the Bhavanapadu, and the fishermen have a special toolkit for repairing the nets also. It consists of Nulu Karalu. You can find this Nulu Karalu in figure number 4.12 of your textbook, and Nula Danda, which is a thread. Nula Karra. These are the two sticks, a flattened sticks, and the other one is Nula Kanda, means thread. These are sticks, flattened sticks. So these are the two important tools which are required to repair the broken nets, and that determines the net size also. This Nula Danda, the flattened stick, will define the size of the holes, and nets are of different types based upon the different sizes of Kanulu. Kanulu is nothing but rings. Depending upon the rings, number of rings, the size of the net will be decided. So, and the layers of the net also will be present. Nowadays, a net known as a ring net, which helps in getting a better catch, is being increasingly used by the fisherman. That is a ring net, and getting a better catch is being increasingly used by the fisherman these days. This has helped to reduce migration also from the village to the other places. Earlier, the nets were made of cotton thread, and now cotton nets have been almost completely replaced by the plastic or by the nylon or by other synthetic material, and a net lasts for 4 to 5 years. 4 to 5 years, and nets are purchased by weight and the type of rings they contain. So nets generally cost around 250 to 300 kgs, 250 to 300 rupees per kg, and nets weigh around 500 kgs. So the fishermen of this area usually buy nets from Barampur, which is the nearest town to them. Barampur is a town which is located in Orissa, but very near to the Bhavanapadu. And coming to the animal and agriculture and animal husbandry by these fishermen, fishing is not only the occupation of the people in Bhavanapadu village. They cultivate the land to grow crops even. They also rear animals and birds even. So the village soil is mainly loamy soil, and rice is the principal crop grown here. That means paddy is a principal crop grown here, and only a few acres of land is irrigated. Bhavanapadu lies at the tail end of Vamshadhara Canal. Vamshadhara Canal passes through the Bhavanapadu, and water comes to Bhavanapadu only after the fulfillment of the needs of the nearby village, that is Maripadu and other places. When they get water and sufficient for them, then the water reaches to the Bhavanapadu. So that is the only source of irrigation. Only little part of the land is irrigated there. Hence most of the agriculture in Bhavanapadu depends on the rain. and there are no landlords in the village. A large number of cultivators of Bonapadu are small farmers. They don't grow any commercial crops even. Commercial crops in the sense, what are the cash crops and what are the commercial crops? Cash crops. Cash crops or commercial crops are the same crops. There are two types of crops. One is food crop, the other one is commercial crop. Food crops mean which are used for eating, for our survival. Whereas cash crop is nothing but in order to sell in the market and make the money. The crops like sugar cane or even the cotton are considered, tobacco are considered as the cash crop. So mostly they don't grow the commercial crops. Some of them rear even cows, buffaloes also for milking. There are two poultries in the village. Poultries in the sense chickens, hen. So there are two poultries in the village which run profitably, and rice production is not sufficient for their needs. So they buy, the people get rice even from the ration shops through the white card holders. Most of them are white card holders, and sometimes buy it from the open market also. If you look at the drinking water facility in Bhuvanapadu, because they lie very near to the coastal region, the salinity, the salty water. The water in the village is saline. So if you dig up to 8 feet near the beach, you get the water, but one can get potable water. But in summer, these wells dry up. As a result of that, in summers, it takes a long time for the water to fill up again. Sometimes you have to wait for an hour to get another pot of water. So women have to wait long to fetch water, or have to walk a distance of 2 kilometers to collect the fresh water. And there was even a tank built here in the Bhuvanapadu. This tank helped them. The government has sanctioned protective water project that pumps water from the nearest village known as Surya Manapuram. From that village, the water will be pumped to the Bhuvanapadu. And this project provided some relief for some time, but cleaning of the overhead tank has become a problem. Frequently, repair of the pump, motor pump has to be handled. For some time, a youth organization helped in keeping the water project active, but it has stopped functioning now. So now again they have to walk for kilometers, 2 kilometers, and they have to fetch water. And coming to the social life there, a large number of people of Bhuvanapadu worship Gangamma, Gauri and Shiva. Gangamma is their caste goddess, because they go into the water. So before go for fishing, they pray to the Gangamma and they enter into the boats. They perform puja for their boats also and nets. The most important festival is Gauri Purnima. They spend common good fund of the village on these festivals also. These all villagers even collect some good fund for the celebration of these festivals. If you observe it, the figure number 4.16, most men like Appalakonda wear tattoos, not the tattoos which you see on the Bollywood and Hollywood actors. So even the Appalakonda had a tattoo on his right hand. There is an open stage where dramas, burrakathas, harikathas, recording dances are performed during the festival. They lead activities, all the activities are led by the caste headmen called as pillas. This caste is nothing but the fishing caste. Generally in the Telangana region, the Gangaputra or the Tenaga Mudiraj community is considered as a fishing community. There in the Bhuvanapadu, it is a separate community, and they will have a headman of their caste called as pillas. They even resolve disputes and impose fines also if anything untoward activity takes place in the village. They even collect the fines thus collected goes to the common fund, and this common fund will be spent on the days of a festival. Hope you have learnt about much about the ocean and fishing, and especially about the Bhuvanapadu. Now come back from the virtual tour of Bhuvanapadu to Warangal. Okay, and in the textbook at the end of the text, there are improve your learning questions which you need to attempt. So these questions will ask you to go into the depth of the lesson. Once again, read it and answer those questions. Thank you, Shalini.